those in the past.
I've been, yeah. And it's so much nicer when you can become the person that just says, it's okay, you be you.
We don't need to be together.
It's okay. And there's other humans in the world.
Exactly.
So you can keep it moving. And that's what the boundary is between secure and insecure, man or woman. Yeah, and waiting for them to change is just waiting for the divorce.
Here is a bonus relationship tip thanks to our sponsor, Regain, a couples therapy option offered by BetterHelp.
What's the question that's at your heart in terms of setting up intimate relationships for success?
I'm just trying to think about all the things that I did with Martha, my girlfriend, which is essentially the opposite of everything I've ever done before.
Yeah.
But the thing that really made me say, oh, this is my partner, right? And I can really feel safe emotionally, spiritually, physically safe with this person. Is early on I said, listen, I've made a lot of mistakes in my past relationships, and none of my past relationships have worked. But in each one of them, I wanted to do therapy when they weren't working.
Right.
And the partners that I chose never wanted to do therapy with me.
Right.
They were resistant. It took a year and a half, 2 years of like it not working and me saying, hey, can we do this and find support?
Yeah.
And they never wanted to do it. And I said, listen, this isn't really an ultimatum, but I want to feel emotionally safe. Would you be open to going to therapy in the beginning of the relationship? Not when things have problems in the future, but can we go together now?
Yeah.
She was like, 100%. That'd be amazing. I'm down for whatever. She was like, I've always wanted to do that too.
Yeah.
I felt like, oh, okay, just her acknowledging that.
Yeah.
And then us doing it has been a beautiful foundational process.
You've heard us talk about BetterHelp online therapy, so we also want to share their couples therapy option, Regain. Visit regain.com/greatnesscouples. It's a powerful tool for any relationship at any stage.
When women think that a man will change in the future, like he's got so much potential, he's so great here and here, and oh, I love his family so much, they welcome me in. But there's these 2 or 3 things that I just, man, maybe one day he'll change.
Yeah.
What typically happens in that relationship?
They've fallen in love with their imagination. And when reality strikes, and unfortunately reality strikes, at some point reality strikes, when we fall in love with our imagination, which we're very capable of doing, particularly if we've been traumatized. One thing with traumatized people is that their imagination and reality can get blurred. When we fall in love with our imagination, unfortunately, life will keep testing you and reality testing will keep occurring until you're forced to face the person they truly are. And it's usually kids or 10 years later or something like that. And then they'll say, they'll act like these, I didn't know he was like this. He came out of nowhere. How can he's like this? But really, they showed you who they were from day one. They always showed you. You fell in love with your imagination, and now you're angry that your imagination is not reality-based. So unfortunately, it doesn't end well. It's better to just accept the person for who they are, flaws and all, than to live in the illusion that they're going to change.
Before you marry and get committed at that level.
Absolutely.
What is... From the women that I've talked to who have been married and divorced, I always like to ask this question.
Yeah.
Did you know before you got married that it probably wasn't the right person? Like somewhere inside you knew, or maybe you actually knew, but you just were too far along and you went through with it, thinking you would change.
Yeah.
Probably 95% of them said, yes, I knew. I knew the day I got married. I knew the week before. I knew afterwards, but I would try to make it work anyways.
Yeah.
Why do you think so many women get married knowing it's the wrong man?
I think what happens is the biological pressure to become is something we can't escape. And I think no matter how many holidays we can kid ourselves with and how many career opportunities and how many alternatives, there's a biological thing that kicks in with women at late 20s even. It doesn't have to wait till people think it happens really late. It doesn't. It happens quite early on, where they start to think that they need to know what the future will look like, to ease their anxiety, even if they're not going to have kids today, to ease their anxiety that they will become a mother, they just want to settle down. They just want to tick that box. And in the process of kind of submitting to the evolutionary pressures and societal pressures, they overlook the red flags. And sometimes it's not the man that's the issue. They knew themselves that they're not ready for marriage. They know themselves they're not very good at conflict, or they know themselves they're still attached to an ex. But the pressure to settle down that they apply on themselves and their body kind of causes them to walk down the aisle knowing what the result will be.